content on this channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are, not a financial advisor, and nothing shared here should be considered financial advice, investment guidance, or a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. All trading involves risk, and you should always do your own research or consult with a licensed financial professional before making any trading or investment decisions. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Use the information here at your own risk.
Hi guys, alright, so today we're going to backtest Tuesday, the 19th of August trade. Alright, so on EURUSD, so let's move on. Let's get started. We're waiting for Asian session to be done. We'll get the stop. So what we need to be aware of is, let's go to 4-hour chart. So let's see where are we at this point in time. There is a fair value gap there. That would be a full fair value gap. So now this is the only resistance I can see, and this is the only support that I can see. So it's basically at the bottom of this Asian session. So what we're waiting for is price to do one of the following: take out the high, make a reversal, retest that reversal, and sell off. And the same from the bottom. So what are we waiting for here? We're waiting for this to take out the low, the Asian session, come back up, break this high here, retest, and buy. So these are our plans. So let's wait for it. Sometimes what you can also look for is if price does just test this area as well. See the wicks of the 5-minute candles at the top of the Asian session, or the wick of the 5-minute candles at the bottom of the Asian session. Even if it just does this, it would still work. Same with at the top. In any case, let's move forward. Let's see what price does. Alright, price is going up. Took out the Asian session high. So now we're looking for a sell. Alright, so now we have this. Let's just quickly anchor this. Alright, so what do we have? We break the session high, right? So what are we looking for next? We are waiting for a reversal. Right, so let's move forward. Okay, here we have an entry model. Of course, there is a bullish order block here with a fair value gap. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for price to close here, and then retest for some. So let's see. Alright, we're actually getting that move, great. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to get our fib. Now we're going to wait for a retest of the 45 or the 50 for a sell. I'm actually going to do this. I'm just going to do this. And we're going to add 30 points to the stop loss. Aim for 1 to 1.5. Here we go. That's fine. What we also want to what I've been trying to do recently is just take a trade off the order block closest to the stop loss. So that trade would have run from the 61.8 level. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there's our stop loss. And I go for 1 to 2 risk reward on that trade. I'm running this experiment on a personal account to see how it goes. Alright, so let's move forward. Alright, so price actually tapped us in here on this trade. Okay, it went at least one risk reward, at least one, so that was about 80 pips, 80 points plus minus. Let's move forward. Price plays around, goes back up. It enters us on this trade as well on my personal account. Let's just do that. And then eventually it stopped us out. Alright, so just keep in mind we also had some form of a resistance area here at the top. Okay, let's move forward. So that was a stop loss, right? So we definitely hit the stop loss there. Stop loss on 1.5 as well as the reward on the personal account. Alright, so let's move forward. I did not take any further trades the rest of Tuesday. So let's see what could have happened. Alright. Price reacted to that fair value gap, that 4-hour fair value gap, and started reversing. And yep, we actually got the trade from this area. Let me show you how you could have caught this one. So it breaks this high. Now you can focus on that order block being the point of interest because it has a fair value gap right there. So price doesn't necessarily have to retest the fair value gap, but this is the entry model that we're looking for. If price breaks this entry, breaks that order block, then we can follow all these rules, right? Break the session high, which it already did during the morning. Break a new 5-minute high or low, which is this one and this one here, or that one there, because it has a fair value gap here. So this counts as a new low turning point that can be used. Alright, we closed below that. Price came up and retested at least 50% of the Fibonacci tool. 45%, 50%, 61.8. And if I could also retested is what? The order block closest to the stop loss. There it is, just there. There we go. And it sold off. So why did this work and not this one? I can tell you just one simple thing. Trading is a game of probability, right? Yesterday this could have worked. Today it doesn't work. The next day it works. So it's all up to you how you take your trades at the end of the day. You don't have to necessarily wait for a 4-hour area of confluence, because in essence this area was a 4-hour area of confluence. It's the high of a session. You see, we took out that wick. We took out this area here. You see, price went up, price went down, price went up. So we actually took out this 4-hour high turning point, and price could have easily reversed and sold off. You see here on the 4-hour chart now. So all of this is 4-hour liquidity points. Session highs, session lows are liquidity points. This session high, you see, we took out yesterday's New York high. and then only it started reversing. So you could look at it from multiple perspectives. Alright, so it all depends on what liquidity points you are focusing on. I'm always focusing on the session highs or lows. That's it, because they are good enough for liquidity points to be used. And if you take a look at the backtesting I did from the first 2 weeks of August, then you will notice how good the strategy is just by looking for a normal session high or low to be broken, a 5-minute reversal, and there you have your trade. In any case, let's move forward. Let's see what we could have caught for New York. So we have to wait for either of the sides to be broken. Okay, cool. So we broke out of the low of the London session. We are tapping the previous week's new week opening gap. But take a look at the time, right? I stopped looking for trades at 3 p.m. New York afternoon. I don't go any further than this, so I stopped looking for trades here. So yeah, that's me for the back test of 18 August, Tuesday for EURUSD. Thank you so much.